Welcome to After the Game Highlights with Coach Keith Etheredge. This After the Game Highlights is brought to you by Tommy Joe Alexander.
This is Mike Turner, principal of Leeds High School. Welcome to another edition of Leeds Herald After the Game Highlights with Coach Keith Etheredge. This is being sponsored by Tommy Joe Alexander, who wants to thank everyone who has supported him in the District 45 election. Welcome, Coach. How you doing today, sir?
How you doing, Mr. Turner?
Good. I can't complain. Coach, you took down Beulah 51-0 to earn your second shutout of the year. In your own words, please describe to us how the defense has been able to step up and really pulverize the offense for opposing teams this year.
Our defense played good all year. Of course, we got some great coaches on that side of football. Coach Reese, Coach Burnett, Coach Thomas, Coach Shell, all those guys putting in a lot of hard work in the film room and, pretty much knowing what other teams are going to do to us and preparing them like that. It just gets them, if you know what the other team's going to do, it makes it a lot easier.
Coach, have you had to make any adjustments on the defensive side of the ball as you're gearing up towards this big showdown against Hanley?
Yeah, we've moved some people around a little bit.
Talk a little bit about that.
Just to give us a little more size up front. We could really use Trayvon Strickland at a linebacker position, but he's down to give us a little more size up front, get ready for the Hanley game. And we've done a couple other things. We've moved Mitchell back to nose, which we think will benefit us in that game. And it's just one of those things where play the kids where they're most comfortable, and where they're going to help the team the most. And we've got some guys that can run, like Ronald Woods and Dakota Creel and Brian Chocolate linebacker, and Nick Mulberry on the outside is doing a good job for us. So, it's freed up some things that we can do as far as size-wise inside. Fantastic.
I know with the defense, the way it's playing right now, Coach Etheredge, it's going to be really difficult for offenses to really mount a scheme against our defense. But now that we mentioned offense, please tell us a little bit about Ladarius Rogers. He touched the ball 5 times, was in the end zone 4, and had some really amazing runs. It's going to be really difficult for some defenses to really stop our offense, I would guess.
Absolutely. We got 3 good backs, and our fullback, Christian Blaylock's doing a great job too. So, and Ladarius has had a big year. I think he's got 115 carries for 1,053 yards. He's averaging about 9.2 yards a carry, and he's got 20 touchdowns on the year. So leading the metro area, and he's doing a fantastic job for us. And he'd even have more if he wasn't, like you said, 5 carries in the game isn't a whole lot, but he put it in the end zone 4 to 5 times. So I mean, anytime he touches the ball, he's got the capabilities of putting it in the end zone. And we got a lot of other guys who, I think Christian Blaylock scored 2 touchdowns the other night, so that helps out, So we got a lot of weapons on offense right now. It's,
in my estimation, would be really difficult for college coaches not to take a look at a young man like Ladarius Rogers and not be very excited. Tell me a little bit about that recruiting process, not only with Ladarius, but maybe some other players we have on the team this year.
We probably have about, 4 or 5 guys who are getting looks from colleges, and we've got some more guys who are very capable of going and walking on and getting some playing time some places. A lot of the college coaches, it's a different, it's a little different because they look for the size and the speed, and if you don't meet a certain criteria, they're not going to sign you, and they want you to walk on and things like that. So a lot of them have to go and earn it. You got, Javier Mitchell who has SEC offers. You got Ladarius Rogers who has offers from Navy and some places, other Division I schools like that. And you got Trayvon Strickland who's being looked at by Sanford and some schools like that. Ladarius Burt's got a couple looks. We've got a good group of guys who will probably be playing at the next level, hopefully. Christian Blaylock's got some Division II and Division III schools looking at him. So, I mean, and whether they'll sign anything, I don't know, but all I know is when the coaches call, we make sure we get the film in their hands. We make sure that they have every opportunity to play at the next level, sure. And give them all the benefit of the doubt.
Well, Coach, when you have individuals like Nick Saban and Coach Chizik showing up here on campus on a regular, it really and truly, I think, has to be a motivating force for some of the other players on the team to really step their their game up. Tell me a little bit, now that we're really pushing down the home stretch here, of some of the players who have stepped up and really became leaders and more consistent and really have maybe caught your eye or some of the other coaches' eyes.
Well, Ladarius is one of them. Of course, Javier Mitchell. Ladarius Bird has became a good leader for us. Dylan Shelton's doing a good job. T.J. Phillips, Christian Blaylock. I mean, the whole senior group's doing a good job of leading. We've had some guys like Andrew Isbell, who's turning into a good offensive line for us, and you know, Ronald Woods. You know, so there's a big group of them. You know, so C.J. Rose. You know, those guys are stepping up and making plays now. And you know, at the first season, we were sort of worried about a couple of spots, and those spots are starting to, you know, come around and make plays for us. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here at the end of the season with Hanley coming up and having B.B. Comer tonight, and you know, also having Moody coming in 10th ball game.
Sure.
So it's going to be interesting.
Well, we talked about the defense being really and truly the identity of this football team. However, having replaced the offensive coordinator from last season to this season, it looks as if, I mean, scoring 30 points in the first quarter, it looks like our offense is really starting to catch fire here. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, we got a good offensive front. We got 4 of the 5 guys back from last year, so and then Shelton back at the tight end, so got a good offensive front, and they're doing a good job. And Devontae Smith's doing a good job stepping in and playing quarterback. And Dylan Shelton also playing some quarterback. So, you know, and our receivers have caught the ball this year. You know, it hurt losing Coach Carlisle, really did. You know, all the kids were comfortable with him and, you know, loved him. And, you know, that was a blow to us. But Coach Elliott's came in and done a great job, and the other coaches on staff have, you know, continue to do a fantastic job of, you know, getting these guys prepared for the game.
Sure, sure. We start a 2-game road trip. Of course, we're headed to B.B. Comer. Comer's 1-6 this year. Again, we talked about it last week. How are you going to prepare our kids to come out? And as you said, one of my famous expressions is to kill an ant with a sledgehammer.
Yes, he is.
How are you going to get these kids really motivated, not looking past Comer to Hanley, but to come out and really give a great performance against this B.B. Comer team in Sylacauga?
Well, we talked about it. You know, we've talked about it all week. You know, if we don't win this game, we're not playing for the area championship next year against Hanley. I mean, next week against Hanley. So we've got to take care of this week first, so we'll have a chance to play for the region championship against Hanley next week. And if we do what we're supposed to this week, you know, I'm pretty much positive. We've already seen some film and some clips of Hanley from what was on the news and stuff like that, so we know they're a good football team. And Coach Battles, you know, is going to be he's going to be a Hall of Famer, you know, and they already have one Hall of Famer on their staff, so that's 2 guys, you know. So I mean, you know, they're going to be well coached, and it's going to be interesting to get in that game atmosphere and see how our guys take on that big game. They've been in the big games before, so but it's going to be in a very hostile environment up there at Hanley, and we're not going to look past B.B. coming up, you know, because we got to have this game if we want to play for the region championship.
Now, are there any players that you're going to look to maybe get that last look at prior to the Hanley game, maybe get them some experience, get them some reps at certain positions?
Yeah, we definitely want to get, you know, get Chris Edwards some more touch. He's done a fantastic job for us, you know, coming in and playing that tailback position. He's been solid. He's a solid young man in the classroom, you know, away from the classroom and on the football field. And a lot of the burden's going to bear to him next year in Ronald Woods when Ladarius Rogers does graduate. So, you know, you know, I feel very confident in him, and I want him to get some more carries, and I would like for Ladarius to get, you know, more than 5 carries, get them prepared for next week and getting, you know, 15, 20 carries each. You know.
Fantastic. Coach, we certainly appreciate it once again for coming out. You got a very busy schedule, got a lot of film to break down and get prepared for this game coming up against Comer. But we certainly appreciate you once again for taking the time out, and as always, roll
Greenway.
Greenway.